Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam313. As you may remember, Akrura was sent to bring Balarama and Krishna back to Mathura with him. Getting down from the chariot, he looked all around him. So this is where Krishna lives. These are his favorite haunts. Thinking thus, Akrura bent his eyes on the ground. There he saw a glorious sight. The ground had strange markings on it that he had never seen the like of before. He bent down to have a clearer look. The entire ground was covered with the signs of Shankha and Chakra, the conch and the discus, the two sacred things held in the hands of Narayana. Akrura was on the point of fainting. He knew then that the tiny feet of Krishna had these markings on them, and they had left the impression wherever they went. All the lines which stood for good fortune, like Abjareka, Yavareka, Ankushareka, could be found on the ground, and the eyes of Akrura filled with tears of joy. He said, "These are the markings made by the feet of my Lord. Fortunate indeed is Vrindavan, which has become sanctified forever by the fact that the Lord once walked here. How can I set my feet on this holy spot?" He fell down, placed the dust on his head, and he rolled toward the home of Krishna, saying, "I will not touch with my feet what my Lord has sanctified." In the meantime, Rama and Krishna had come back from the forest after grazing the cows. They knew what Akrura was expecting to see, and to please him, they gave him darshan, which he had been imagining in his mind all through the journey to Vrindavan. Akrura arrived at the house of Nanda. He reached the doorway. He entered and feasted his eyes on the glorious sight, which he had been aching for, the sight of the two brothers. They looked so much alike and so different. One was wearing blue silk, and the other wore a garment of silk which was golden yellow. One was fair like the moon, and the other dark, like a rain cloud. Both were young, and their eyes were like newly bloomed lotuses. Long, lovely arms which reached their knees, handsome beyond the bourne of description. Soft and gentle eyes which were full of compassion, eyes which smiled at every one. Their walk like that of young elephants, with dignity and grace writ on their faces. They were wearing jeweled necklaces and also garlands strung with wild flowers. Akrura saw them, and he knew that they, too, were the forms of the Paramapurusha, the beginning which causes the universe to exist. He knew that the Lord had taken these human forms and these human names, Rama and Krishna, for the welfare of humanity and for the establishing of Dharma. Akrura rushed toward them and fell at their feet. He wanted to announce to them his name and where he came from, but his eyes were full of tears, his throat was choked, and he could not speak, overcome as he was with so much emotion. Krishna lifted him up and embraced him, even as Akrura had imagined. Balarama then embraced him. Both the brothers took his hands in theirs and led him to the inner chambers. They gave him water to wash his feet and hands, and then offered madhuparka, a concoction of honey, curds, and ghee, which was the time-honored way to greet honored guests. After they had made him rest, they made him partake of rice cooked with milk and other delicious food. After they had eaten, Balarama went and brought garlands of sweet-smelling flowers, and he gave Akrura tambula, which was fragrant with camphor powder. He smeared sandal paste on the arms and chest of Akrura and made him feel most embarrassed. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.